A hero's welcome for a doctor freed from a nightmare. Released as part of the ceasefire agreement, Dr. Ahmed Mahana was greeted by colleagues from Gaza's Al-Awda hospital after being held in detention by Israeli forces for nearly 2 years. Now back at home with his family, he's recovering from his ordeal that included repeated episodes of torture.
My hands were cuffed behind my back, my eyes were blindfolded and legs shackled. Then they released the dogs on us, each weighing around 80 or 90 kilos. You fall on your head while blindfolded, and your body starts spinning. One or two of the soldiers come and start kicking you with their military boots while you're on the ground.
Until he was detained, Dr. Mahana led his hospital's response to Israel's onslaught. Like many medical centres, Al-Awda was struck itself, with several medics killed. And when the hospital was surrounded by Israeli soldiers in December 2023, Dr. Mahana was taken to the notorious Sedate Man detention centre.
There were interrogation sessions lasting between 2 and 8 hours. They accused me of failing to comply with army orders to evacuate the hospital. Secondly, they said you had defamed us on international forums in the media. Thirdly, that you have armed men in the hospital.
Dr. Mahana says he never allowed Hamas members inside the hospital, but his captors treated him and other detainees with contempt.
Their talk was always insults. They said we were responsible for what happened, that we allowed Hamas to do what it did. And if you say you're not from Hamas, they'd say, then why did you allow Hamas to exist? Why didn't you reject it?
More than 400 healthcare workers from Gaza were detained over the past 2 years in the sweeping raids carried out by Israeli forces in the territory. Also amongst them was Dr. Mohammed Abu Musa, seen here in Nasser Hospital, where amongst the patients he's treating following an Israeli airstrike are his own children. He searches for his youngest son, only to find him dead. Dr. Abu Musa was detained a few months later. One of his captors played on the traumatic memory of the loss of his son.
One of the officers tried to mess with my mind. He asked me, "What's the story of the curly-haired boy you were looking for in the hospital?" It seemed they had seen a video about it. I panicked and became extremely anxious. I was afraid something else had happened to my family.
Human rights groups have gathered testimony of the widespread abuse of Gazan detainees, none of whom have been charged by Israel with any crime.
If you tried to rest or move, you'd be punished. The punishment was to kneel without even a thin mattress, directly on the ground, which was extremely painful. Sometimes you had to stand for hours with your hands raised, and some young men would lose consciousness and collapse.
So why inside of your hospital there were hostages?
At least 80 healthcare workers from Gaza remain in Israeli detention, including Dr. Hossam Abu Safia. Israel claims detainees are not abused, but 2 medics have died in custody. Back in Gaza, doctors like Ahmed Mahana are not just wondering how to rebuild their lives, but the Strip's devastated healthcare system.